this is the start of my new life, my life as a content creator. Apologies if it's very, very windy. I thought I'd put myself a bit out there and film myself in public. It's a skill that I need to get better at and not being embarrassed to film, as it is my job now. I finished my last day of working as a graphic designer about 3-ish weeks ago, and I wanted to give myself that time before I made this video, just so I could start building some sort of routine and get to know the right and the wrong way to do this new job. I usually try my best to wake up around 8 AM every morning and just do the normal routine of have a shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, have my breakfast, and just get out to the park as early as possible. I think that's one of the best things about where I live, is that I live very close by, almost next door to this massive park. It's got a really nice pond with a load of geese that frighten me sometimes, but no matter the weather, it's just a really nice park to come to. And I think just getting out this early before I do any work at all just wakes me up for the rest of the day. It makes me feel a bit more energized. So I'm going to finish just having a bit of a walk and then head home, because it is starting to rain quite heavily now and I don't want my camera to get wet. Okay, so before I go upstairs to my office and actually start the official work day, I put on my threads and on my Instagram if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer about this transition. So throughout the video, I'm just going to go through some of the questions. And the first question that I thought made sense for the start of this video was, what made you take the leap to become a full-time creative, and how are you feeling about it? I actually made an Instagram post about this, just outlining a few of the reasons why I've taken the leap now. The main reason is the idea of looking back in 3 years' time. I'm at that stage in my life where my responsibilities is only going to grow and grow and grow as I get older. So I can either take the leap now, or I can stay in a secure full-time job and then in 3 years' time probably look back and think, how different would my life be if I took that risk? And I'm not saying that by me taking this leap it's going to succeed. In a year's time I might be in another full-time job. I really hope that I'm not, but it might happen, and if that's the worst case scenario, it's not exactly the worst scenario. But I am taking this leap now just so I don't have that regret further down the line. When I have been in my full-time position a few weeks back or a few months back, most of the time that I was working, I was thinking about the other work outside of work, the social media side. What wallpapers, what videos, what templates can I make? It was taking up so much time and a lot of brain capacity. So a lot of the time, as soon as I finish work, I come back home, I do more work. And that leads to me not sleeping very well. It leads to me, getting ill. So there were a lot of times where I'd actually have to take days off work, either because I was ill or because I had too much work on outside of work. So I'd have to take unpaid days. So it got to a point where this isn't sustainable. This couldn't go on forever. And it was actually my parents, my family, that pushed me to take the leap now. I wanted to wait a little bit longer, trying to get into a more secure position, more safe position. But they obviously saw from the outside what I was like, and they encouraged me to take this leap now. So that's one of the main reasons, but if you want to look at the other reasons, I'll leave a link to the Instagram post below. But I've got my cup of tea now, so I might as well get the workday started. So it's just turned around 11 o'clock now, which is give or take the time that I usually get into my office to start the official workday. The first thing that I do is something that I've been getting into the routine of, and that is every night, the night before, I will take one of my Ugg Monk cards and I will write down the list of tasks that I want to try to accomplish the next day. So that means just when I come into the office, I don't have to spend time thinking about what I actually need to do. I can see it right in front of me. I don't have to waste time. I know what I need to do and I can just crack on. So for today, I have filmed a day in the life. So that's in the works. Finished Nero Amends. You won't know what this is. This is one of my cousins. She has a book called Nero the Brave Little Bull. So she just wants some text amends on that, so I'm just sorting that out for her. Edit a G60 video. Cheyenne were kind enough to send me a G60 Lite. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend checking out. It's super tiny, but it's an amazing light and it's something that I've wanted for so long, so I'm very grateful for that. Nothing Photography, Nothing also were kind enough to send me one of their phones, so I would like to try out some photography for that. But I also might try something different, something that I've just recently seen on Pinterest. And plan monthly favourites. This is something that I want to do on Instagram. A little series of like my monthly favourites. I am fortunate enough to receive stuff for free, but I also do like to buy a lot of stuff. I need to slow down on that now that I'm doing this full time. But I just want to make a series just showing off like 4 or 5 different things that throughout the month I'm using more often than not, or I just really like or is new and I just want to show you guys. So that's what I've got planned for today. I might not get everything done, but I'd rather have more on the list than less and just hopefully push myself that little bit extra. So I think to start off, I'm going to edit the G60 video as I recorded most of it yesterday. Not all of it, I still need to finish it, but I just want to start editing the first part because I'm looking forward to this one and I hope it will turn out alright. Okay, so I've just been working for about an hour and a half. It's nearly 12:30 now. So I've made some good progress on the G60 unboxing video. I've kind of messed up in some parts when recording. When I do top-down shots, I don't want my head to ever be in it. But in some cases, you can't see the top of my head, so it's just one of those things. I'll try and edit it out, but if I can't, it's no big deal. I'll just keep that in mind for the next one, make sure my head isn't in the shot. But I usually have my lunch around now, so before I go down to make my lunch, I'm going to answer another question from the Q&A. So the question is, how do you plan your shot? Would love to know more about how you learned editing, photography, design, etc. So now that I've got more time on my hands to actually make these videos, it means that I can take more time to actually plan it. And planning, if you're wanting to make content Planning is definitely the key. It's something that I've learned through many mistakes of just trying to wing it. It doesn't end well most of the time, so if you want to get into content creation, whether it's for Instagram or it's for YouTube or TikTok, whatever, plan ahead. It will save you so much time and such a headache. Most of the time, I just have this, it's just a sketchbook, normal sketchbook, and it's just a load of scribbles really. So say for this G60 video, even though it is just an unboxing video, there's nothing crazy happening. I could have just set up my camera in my C-stand, top down shot, and just recorded myself unboxing it for the first time. But what I did was I watched a load of YouTube videos of other people unboxing it. So then I can kind of plan ahead. I know, okay, this is an interesting part, or the packaging looks really nice at this part. And then I can just scribble down, these are like the moments for me to capture. Then I kind of know, okay, do a close-up of this shot, a sticker on this part. It'll be real nice to have a close-up. Planning is the most important part. The way I learn all this stuff is through trial and error of just making tons and tons of Instagram videos. And now I want to transition more into YouTube. So doing that has really helped. So if you do want to learn content creation and video and editing, everything that comes with it, just start making videos. The more you do, the more practice that you have, the better you'll be. Looking back at some of my early, even my first day in life YouTube video, looking back at that, there's so many mistakes that I did. There's probably going to be tons of mistakes in this video, but I'm just going to learn from it, so then the next day in life will be even better. So I hope that answered that question. I'm going to go down and have my lunch now. I like to have it in the living room, get out of the office space. So yeah, I'm going to have that. Okay, so as you could probably see, I've just set up a secondary desk that I've got in my office. I use this mainly for photography because I have these like AO boards that I just got from a craft store. I think they cost me like a few pounds each. And because one of the tasks I wanted to do today was a nothing phone photography, but I have recently just seen shoe photography that I really like, and recently I bought these New Balance 574. I bought them mainly for the colour, but unfortunately they don't fit, so I will be sending these back. But I thought, while I've got them, why not do a photo shoot? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and replicate the image that I found. It shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm going to set up my light, my second camera. My second camera is a Sony a7 III, for those wondering. I use that just for photography really, some video. I used to use it primarily for video before I got this camera, which was the ZVE10. It's a lot cheaper, this camera, and probably the video on the a7 III is better. But because the flip out screen, it's just a lot faster for me to do on the E10. I can't tell a difference with the video. But for photography, I use my a7 III. So I'm going to set my light, my camera up, get the products on, and yeah, see how it goes. So it's about 4:30 now and I've just finished the New Balance photography design. I think it turned out pretty well. I'll show you what the inspiration looked like now and also what my version looks like. I tried to keep the layout pretty much the same and I mainly just changed the text. The 574 is just what they have on the New Balance website, so I thought that was appropriate, and I managed to find a font that was very similar to what they actually have on the New Balance website. I'll probably just keep this ticking over for the next few days. I might just add or just experiment with it, maybe an hour here or there, and I think I'm just gonna shut this down while I go downstairs, make my dinner and just chill for a little bit, probably continue watching Alice in Borderland. So yeah. So while my dinner's cooking, I thought I might as well answer another quick question, and one of the questions was, would you still be working on / accepting design projects moving forward, or are you going to go full time with content creation, though I know design is a big part of your content? So I think this is a really important question, because if you came from my Instagram, you know that design is really important to me. If you didn't know, I went to study graphic design in university, and I've had about 3 jobs since, which now I have left to do full-time content creation. Design isn't going anywhere. I still love design, even though I don't do it for a job. If anything, being a full-time content creator will give me the time to focus on the design that I enjoy, instead of being in a full-time job where I'm being forced to do designs like brochures and booklets that I don't really find interesting. I'm not really learning anything. I'm just rinse repeat the same thing over and over again. So being a full-time content creator will allow me to probably grow faster as a designer, because I can just experiment more and not be tied down. On the freelance work side of things, I've never really had freelance work. I've had a couple of things, but not much. I think this is because I did do graphic design full-time, and so after work, I didn't really want to do more design. I was burnt out. I wanted to try new stuff like making reels or posting photos of my desk setup. If freelance work did come in, I definitely wouldn't shy away from it, but it would definitely be content creation first, then freelance design work. That's what I want to focus on. That's why I've left my job, to give me the time to try and focus on this and hopefully make it successful. But I know that on my YouTube channel, I haven't really done any design videos because I've only made about 3 or 4 videos. But if it is something that you want to see, say like on Instagram, I do a series, my favorite design books, but you're only limited to say a minute to talk about them. So if you want to see like a long form video that like 10-15 minutes of like my favorite 5 design books, where I can go in depth talking about them and why they're amazing books that you should pick up, let me know. Or say the New Balance photo that I was working on before, if you want to see something, a tutorial like that, let me know. And that is my dinner, so I'm going to grab that and continue watching Alice in Borderland. So I've just finished having my dinner. I'm just watching Alice in Borderland. I've just gone on my laptop because I'm just going to work down here for a little bit. Been working on a brand guideline template, and now that I've just finished one of my recent wallpaper packs, I'm going to focus on this. And one of my objectives for July is to get this brand guideline document done, online, ready to be downloaded. So I think I'm just going to work on this maybe for like an hour down here, and then I might go up and finish off some bits and continue working on it. But I think if I work on this for an hour every other day or every day, I should definitely be able to get it done because I know a lot of people have been asking about it. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on this and just chill out and, you know, have a relaxing day. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so as you can probably tell by there being no light coming through my window, it is late. It's just about 10 o'clock now, and usually I work to around 11, half 11, but more so recently I've been finding that is just not great for me. I then wake up the next day just feeling really groggy, and I think now more than ever, when I've got the freedom to do so, I should be having a cut-off point around 10:30, maybe 10, to just wind down, you know, get in bed and read a book or watch a chilled YouTube video, just have some time to relax so I'm not working. So yeah, I'm probably going to work for about half an hour more because I've just been working on the Xiaomi G60 unboxing. And even though I was a bit skeptical at first because of a little mess up or a little hiccup when recording, it's actually turned out alright. I think it'll look like a real nice video. So that might already be out on my channel when this goes live. But if it isn't, I'm sure it'll be out soon. So I've got one last question on my list of Q&As, and the last question is, what has been the hardest part of the transition so far, and what has been the easiest? For me, I would say the easiest part is definitely just the creating content part. I'm no longer stressing, especially when I'm partnering with a company, whether I can definitely fulfill and put in the time required to make not only the video, but a good video, a video that's, well, somewhat to the quality that I want it to be. Most of the time when I was working full time, I was always thinking about the partnered videos or just videos in general and thinking I'll only have 2 hours to do it because I've got the deadline of this date. And I just knew it wasn't going to be enough time to make the quality video that I wanted to. So now having that freedom, the time that I can set, say, a full day, 2 days to just one Instagram reel is amazing. And I think also just having the time that it takes to actually plan out these videos. So I know when I pick up the camera and I press record, I know what I'm doing. I know that I should be the outcome that I've got in my head rather than, okay, let's hit record and pray that it turns out all right. I think the hardest part about it all is just setting my own schedule. I think one of those things that we like about a full-time job is that we go in and they kind of tell us what we need to be doing, so we don't really have to think about it. And as you can see from the start of this video, when I showed you the what list I've got on my UgMonk, I've got to make that up myself, and I've got to set like certain days or hours, set priorities of, okay, even though I might want to focus on my portfolio or brand guideline template today, I've got a partnered video. Just setting that schedule of what's important for that day and making sure that I stick to it can be difficult. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope you liked it, and I hope you took something away from it. If you do have any questions, do leave them below. I do see all my comments, and I will reply if you do have a question. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for tuning in.